I have lost the joy and passion behind having natural hair. I no longer desire to be a hair influencer.
Okay, so today we in the natural hair community need to have a serious conversation about why so many of some of our favorite hair influencers have been leaving the space. So before we get started, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We are almost at 10,000 subscribers, which is crazy to me. I think we're gonna hit it this week. So if you wanna help me with that mission, like, comment, subscribe, or share this video with someone who may enjoy it. Now let's get back to the topic at hand. I've been following Brittany Rose for years, even though we definitely do not have the same hair texture. I've really enjoyed her hair content, and I think it's really impressive that she's been able to create her own hairline. And so when I saw this video pop up that she was leaving the natural hair community, I was like, okay, this is like clickbait. She's not actually leaving, you know, it's gonna be something else. And then I realized, oh, no, she's leaving. She's serious. So I listened to the whole video and I want to break down her reasons for why she's leaving the community and share my thoughts about it, and hopefully this can foster a conversation, because the natural hair community is nothing without our content creators, but more importantly without our audience, right? You guys are the ones who watch, so I'm very interested to hear what you're going to think about a lot of this stuff. So first, she talks about natural hair content being repetitive. Let's listen.
First of all, I've found that my content, especially like over the last year, has been very repetitive. After what, 4 years of making hair content, I've really kind of covered everything you could cover regarding hair. And what I mean by that is, think about it, right? I've done what, like 30, 40, 50 million wash day routines. At this point, you guys know my wash day routine with your eyes closed. I've covered how to blow dry, how to trim, how to find products that work for you, how to find tools. I just posted a video of what you actually do and don't need for your hair journey. I've covered how to moisturize. I've covered how to use heat properly. We've done silk presses. I even spent the majority of last year reviewing, I think, over 30 lines so that you have a good idea of what products do and don't work for you. Because the point of that series was not just to say, hey, does melanin hair care work or not, but also to show you, if you have my hair type, the types of products you should be going for. And so at this point, like, any new videos that I come out with regarding hair are just me kind of filming the same thing. And there isn't really that much of a creative spin that I could put on these types of videos at this point.
So I can completely relate to this, because it's like, how many twist out videos do you guys really need? When you're sharing your hair routine or any kind of how-to video, you're typically sharing with your audience everything you know about that particular subject, about that particular hairstyle at that time, right? So to just have to repeat that over and over again, it just makes me feel like, one, that's going to be boring, you're not going to be interested in hearing it, and also it's going to be just redundant and a little bit annoying to make all the time because you've already shared it. However, that's how I felt about that when I first started making content. Now the way I think about it is, I am sharing my hair journey, right? Which means that a hairstyle that I may show you that's just a simple twist out 2 years ago is going to be different from a twist out that I do today. My hair is most likely going to be longer or shorter. It's going to be in a different condition altogether. Maybe I've learned new products. Maybe I've learned new techniques and methods. So that is something that helps me to realize that doing repeat content, while it may feel redundant, when you really peel back the layers, it is technically something new. And hopefully you guys feel that way about it as well. But that being said, there's a reason why you don't see 5,000 different twist out videos on my channel. There's just a couple of them. I'm only going to update those videos if I feel like now my filming capabilities are just way better, or again, I've learned something new that warrants sharing that information with you guys. But we are all very different individuals, and I can definitely understand feeling like your creativity is being a little bit stunted. Then she talks a lot about how making content around hair constantly takes the fun out of it to a certain extent.
Also, I have lost the joy and passion behind having natural hair. I can't remember the last time I've done my hair just for fun or been excited to do my hair, enjoyed the process of washing my hair, enjoy the process of styling my hair, enjoy the process of doing new products, because everything has to be content. I have to set up 50 million cameras to do a wash day, set up different angles and do stuff over and over again. Sometimes I literally do my hair twice just to get the right angles or the right lighting or whatever. So it's become not fun. And natural hair, especially as a Black woman, is supposed to be fun and liberating and freeing. And I just feel like it's the opposite. Like, it's chaining me, you know?
Again, this is another point that I absolutely agree with. Wash days, I love watching wash day videos as a person who consumes content on YouTube. However, I hate making them with a passion because it is really difficult to get a camera in the shower with you and not get it wet and not get your floor entirely drenched, and to figure out and to remember that you've got to do all these different angles, and so you're half cold and there's all these lights beaming down on you, but yet somehow the lighting is still crappy. It is just really frustrating. And the bad part about that is that she mentioned your wash day, at least to me, is supposed to be a nice spa relaxing day. So if you're taking a process that can already feel exhausting, but then you figure out a way to make it feel more relaxing, but then you have to turn it into content, it just makes the whole thing really strenuous. So if I was doing, like she was saying, 2 wash days a week at times, testing over 30 different product lines, that would absolutely burn me out. I think I've only tested 2 hair care lines on my channel thus far, the Sacred hair care line and the Fenty hair care line. And it's not because I don't want to try out a bunch of others. I would love to try out Melanin hair care, 4C only, the Tracy Ross products. There's so many other celebrity and non-celebrity Black owned hair care products that I would be very, very interested in. But one, I don't want to promote over consumerism to you guys, but also I don't want to have to film all these different wash days and stress myself out. I'll probably do 2 or 3 a year, depending on what's coming out and what I genuinely want to try out on my hair that I think would be really beneficial to share with you guys. When Shun drops her hair care line set that I've already signed up for, that will absolutely be a product line that I review and share for you guys because it's something that I'm really interested in, and I think a lot of other people would be as well. Then she talks about how creating all of this constant content can actually be really damaging to us content creators' hair.
And also, I have noticed over the past, I want to say 2 years, while my hair has grown, don't get me wrong, I know how to grow my hair, it has not grown at the rate that it used to before I started social media. And that's just because I've had to do it all the time for content. Especially, I'm not gonna lie, that review series kicked my butt. Sometimes I was washing my hair twice a week, like a full wash day, and styling twice a week just to get content out because I knew people wanted me to talk about this line or review this line or to try this product. And while I'm very happy that I did that series, I think that's a great source of information to have on my page. I feel like I am experiencing burnout from that, and I just want to go back to the stage of my hair journey, which is what I was doing before I started social media, which is just basically just protective styling.
This is so true, not only because I feel like I experienced it a little bit, but I definitely have witnessed this. Some of the biggest creators in the natural hair space that have millions of viewers, I have watched their hair progression very carefully, and I've noticed that their hair growth has either been stunted or they've had a lot of setbacks and have lost a lot of length retention. And it's because of the constant manipulation. Just because you're filming a hairstyle doesn't mean that your hair is not going to break the same way it would as if you were not filming content. Your hair doesn't care if you're filming content or not. But as a content creator, you feel like you have to give your audience all of these different styles, all of these different techniques, all of these trying out different tools so that they can pull value from the content that you're creating. With all due respect to you guys, my subscribers, how I care for my hair comes first, right? Because the whole reason why I started this channel was to showcase how I care for my hair. And so if I'm showing you here's a twist out, and then here's these flat twists, and then here I'm straightening my hair, is first of all, it's not honest, it's not realistic, because that's not how I've actually grown my hair. I've grown my hair by doing back-to-back protective styling like she mentioned. So if I'm now showing you something opposite, it's actually going to have negative impacts on your journey if you're looking to potentially copy what I'm doing, because that's not actually what I did. The reality is that I live in protective styles like these braids for most of the year. That's just the truth of it. And I did experiment last year with trying out a series where I did a bunch of different glow manipulation hairstyles because I'd never done that before, and I wanted to see if that would gain me the same type of result but would allow me to wear my natural hair out more. And I did enjoy that reset because I hadn't had a break from wearing long-term protective styles in a long while. However, for me, I found that doing those type of glow manipulation hairstyles, while I love how they look, it did not allow me to retain as much length as I can retain with these braids, because where I'm at in my current journey, I'm still looking to gain as much length as I possibly can. I think that in the future, once I've reached whatever length I'm looking for and I don't care as much about hair retention, that's when you'll see me doing more of those type of hairstyles. So this will change just depending on where I'm at in my journey, but I can totally understand as a creator feeling that type of pressure to feel like you have to constantly create content. This is why you've seen and you'll continue to see me make a lot more commentary type of hair videos where I'm talking talking about natural hair topics, whether that is responding back to something someone said about our natural hair or making an educational video about natural hair to help people. I try to mix in those different content styles to balance out the fact that my hair is going to be in protective styles for most of the time. Brittany also talks a lot about wanting to showcase different aspects of her that are not just hair care related.
I think I've just come to that point, like we all do as creators, where you've grown and you want your channel and your platforms to grow with you. Your interests change, your passions change, the message and the purpose that you want presented through your content changes.
What's interesting about YouTube is usually the way that you allow the algorithm to push your videos out to more people is by being very specific in a niche, right? So my niche is 4C type 4 hair, natural hair care. If I were to put out a video randomly about here's my makeup routine or here's this outfit that I like, usually most people are going to be upset about that, not watch it. The YouTube algorithm is going to be confused and not know how or who to push it out to because it's not following the same type of SEO words that are in your typical videos, which is going to slow down your growth as a creator. And this can feel very stifling at times because while of course I love my natural hair and it's a big part of who I am, it's not the only part of who I am, right? There are other aspects and other topics of things that I care about. So the way that I've tried to deal with that is I have multiple YouTube channels, believe it or not. I have this channel. I have another channel that I started a few months ago where I share more of my controversial hot takes on things going on in the world. I talk a lot about politics and cultural issues that come up. It's more of a news and current events type of channel. And I also have another channel that I'm going to be starting up in a week or so that is going to be all about how to make money online, because my goal is to replace my 9-to-5 job with a bunch of different online side hustles so that I can stay at home and be working home with my baby. So that's a whole nother journey that I am beginning to document and share with other people, because I know that there are a lot of people who are in a similar type of situation, whether they have a baby or not, would love to find ways to work from home and make money from home. So those are things that I do on the side, but I haven't shared on this channel because I didn't want to confuse the algorithm and also mix up my content. But if you guys would be interested in me sharing those other channels, then drop in the comment box below, share other channels, and I'll make sure to link those other 2 YouTube channels. So I'm really interested to hear from you guys in this video because, again, the natural hair community lives and dies by the creators and the audience members, that being you guys, that being you subscribers, you guys actually watching. I really want to hear from you. Why do you think so many natural hair YouTubers tend to either stop making content for years at a time or go away from the space altogether and shift into a different niche? What type of content do you want to actually see from us creators? Are you watching because you just enjoy watching people talk about natural hair? Or are you watching because you still like gathering different tips and tricks? Any type of opinions that you would like to share on this topic would be really helpful for me and for other potential natural hair content creators that may come across this video and would like to get some real insight from the viewers as to how you guys feel about this topic and how we want this natural hair community to continue to thrive. I really want the natural hair community to continue to grow. I think it's really unfortunate that almost all of my favorite OG YouTube hair creators at this point have just stopped creating content. It's really difficult for me to find any of them that are consistently putting out a video even once a month. It is what it is. Everyone's got their own life things going on and their own passions, but I would really love to see this community start to thrive again as much as it was when the natural hair community really started to get popular earlier on. So let me know your thoughts below, and until next time, take care of yourself.